Do you want to talk about a recent high-profile case? That is the murder of Olivia Pratt-Corbell, killed by Thomas Cashman. Cashman was sentenced to 42 years in prison. A killing when he was chasing another individual, and he shot through the door and ended up killing Olivia Pratt. He then left the scene, assisted by other people. What do you know about Cashman?
Well, as I say, when I got out of prison, I was screaming about organised crime groups and the damage that they're doing. And a certain group tried to kill me on the 17th of March 2018. After 3 months of me being in Liverpool, they put the lad next to me in hospital. But it never stopped me. I continue to be very vocal about the damage that these individuals were doing. And then I started speaking about a certain group that Cashman ran round for and intimidated people for and stuff like this. So when I started being vocal about that group, Cashman's contacted me.
Right.
So he's come to my place where I was living at the time, and he's there with he's got his gun on him, and he's sat there, and he's not really threatening.
So he comes to your house with a gun, sat there intimidating you?
I think he knew he couldn't, to be honest. But he came there as if he was going to do something, whatever. He's asked me not to mention these lads' names. I've told him, tell them to stop fucking giving me shit, and I'll stop giving them shit. And then he's left. And that's the first time I'd ever heard of him or ever become aware of him.
And did you have any dealings or awareness of him after that?
Just when it came to the Olivia Pratt-Corbell murder, within a day of that murder, I'm getting people, because what I'm doing, I'm getting certain individuals on the fringes of these groups. They contact me with all information about certain gun murders in the city, and I used to share that information on my fucking social media platforms, to expose the murderers, if you like. So within a day of that, I'm getting told it's happened over this, and that's who's responsible. So I'm speaking about it instantly. Unfortunately for me, when the trial kicked in, I'd done a live feed, about the progress of the trial.
Yeah.
And the content I'd put out that night, Cashman and his legal team brought it into the courtroom and halted the case.
Yeah.
I was contacted off the police speaking about contempt of court if I didn't take it down and all this. And the last thing I wanted to do was let a dirty drug dealing scumbag of a murderer be acquitted because I was dropping content. But he is what he is. He got what he deserved. And he's inspired another line of individuals that want to be the next. They don't want to be the next child killer in the city, but they want to be the next drug dealer that had everyone terrified in
people
that
are scared.
area.
Do you know, did you have any dealings with Dale Cregan?
No, never met him. Met his associates numerous times because of the prison I've done.
Yeah.
But even the way, although he went to the extreme level, he was still a knobhead, just like Cashman. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
And when I said earlier on, although they're only street dealers, they're 10 times more violent than the business dealers.
I've described Cashman in some of my reports of him as a vile but a coward in terms of his process. Would you describe? How would you describe Cashman?
I called him a coward from the get-go, mate. Anyone that is so. Basically, Joseph Nee was a burglar, and what he burgled was cannabis crops. Cashman made a lot of money through cannabis. And the reason he made a lot of money through cannabis is because him and his associates were growing their own cannabis. So it was basically 90% profit for them. They weren't going to my man, buying parcels off him and then selling them on. They were growing crops, big crops, worth hundreds of thousands of pounds for each grow. And Joseph Nee was the individual that was kicking doors in and robbing crops. He'd done that to Cashman.
And in terms of Cashman, there are lots of reports that Cashman has a hit out on him in jail. True?
He will have a hit on him, but it won't be because of what he's done to the young girl. It'll be because of what he's done to certain criminals, whilst them criminals are in custody and he's being conducting himself as if he's the new main man in the city. He's got up to certain violent incidents where fatalities might have happened, and the relatives or the bloodline of the victims in them incidents are all residing in prison. So it's not a safe place for them.
Do you think he'll survive?
No, he's not cut out for jail.
Right.
He's not. He's not one of them. He's not one of them young lads that's been in and out of prison all his life. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's not that type of criminal. He's got involved with a certain thing. He's ended up thinking he's mad. He's got a reputation of having a body count. And then once you've got that stigma, you've got to keep it going so people don't take the piss like Joseph Nee did. Now, to go for someone like Joseph Nee with a firearm just shows you the shithouse. And then not to take your punishments on the chin and go into court on the sentences day. That's a true example of a coward. You know, you've done your crime, you've done the time, get out there, take it on the fucking chin, listen to what you've done to the family and go and do your fucking jail.